Hello. So I wanted to come in today and talk about how a vegan diet helped me to eat better. And back in 2019, 2021, I started doing a vegan diet on and off as much as possible. I try to stay on, but on and off for 2 years. And in this time, I was just trying to learn how to eat better, trying to take care of my health. Um, and also trying to help lose weight. I struggled with my weight for a while, pretty much all my life, like some people, and I was just trying to find ways to slim down or help my physique, but also to take care of my body. And so I did the vegan diet for 2 years on and off, and every time I did it and I was consistent, I lost 20 pounds like overnight. It was crazy. Just like it would in a month, 20 pounds in a month. That's huge. And so me going vegan really showed me the power of eating vegetables and fruits and legumes and eating foods that are naturally coming from the ground and eating plant-based alternative foods. So before I did go vegan, I watched a lot of documentaries. I watched documentaries like Fork Over Spoon. I think there's one called Cowspiracy, like Cow Conspiracy. I watched that. That was not, I'm a little squeamish, so that was not too fun to watch. Any of the animal documentaries are not fun to watch at all. But they do put some things into perspective. I will say that. I do still eat meat today, so I will just say that. Let's see here. So when I was watching these documentaries, I did learn that I didn't know much about nutrition. I didn't know much about health. I didn't know how your plate should look. I didn't know how many servings you should have on a plate. I just didn't know much about eating. And I think a lot of people don't know much about eating. We just eat what feels good, eat what makes you comfortable. We eat whatever we want to put in our mouth sometimes, and we're not mindful of what we do eat. And I feel like that was just who I was for a while, or a comfort eater. And so I did learn a lot by watching these documentaries and the pros and cons of what we eat and how it affects us, how it affects things like our arteries, our blood sugar, our blood pressure. And so eating vegan taught me a lot. It was like a crash course on eating and health and biology and all the things I should have learned in school, but I didn't. That's pretty much what I learned eating vegan. But I do have some notes here, so I'm just going back and reading over my notes. I also read a book, and I would definitely highly advise to read this book, because this book actually taught me a lot. How Not to Die by Michael Greger. And it's this thick, if you can see that. It's this thick. It's like over 200 pages, but it had just some really good articles and a lot of scientific data on how the foods affect us. I pretty much marked this whole book up because I really just learned a lot. The book is full of just scientific studies from all over the world, and the difference of how it affects people in one country, how it doesn't affect people in another country based on what they eat. And Dr. McGregor starts by tackling the fact that inflammation is causing 16 of the leading diseases here in America. So diseases like heart disease, you have cancer, you have Alzheimer's disease, and all these diseases that are causing us to die. He's literally talks about how people don't die of natural causes anymore, which is true. Everybody goes from some kind of disease out of the top 16 diseases he was mentioning. And that book really helped me learn a lot. I even created, if you want to go to my blog, I created like an inflammation guide, a grocery guide that you can use to try to, well, I use it before I go shopping. I can pick items out of there and know that I am putting healthy foods into my meal and the plans that I make for shopping. But you can go to my website, and I do have the information grocery guide to purchase. Not purchase, but if you just put in your email, it's actually free. So it's not for purchase. Let's see here. So yes, inflammation is big for a lot of diseases. It actually causes some women problems too. If you know anybody that may suffer from things like endometriosis, people just and just simple, very simple things that we have that is caused by inflammation. Think about all the people you know that says that like they have pain in their bones when it rains or when it's cold. Like, this is just inflammation. And if we learn to tackle it, if we learn to resolve it, then we can live a better life. So I just wanted to note that here. So yeah, I was able to plan my meals a lot better with going vegan. So now I know what vegetables are healthy. I know how to incorporate those vegetables, doing simple things like, instead of just having eggs, throwing some vegetables in your eggs, you know, or just, you know, finding a better way to eat certain foods. For example, everybody was on the cauliflower train. Like, eat a cauliflower crusted pizza, it won't kill you. Eat cauliflower rice instead of fried rice, it won't hurt you. It really tastes just the same, and it's a lot better for you. And some studies, actually, there are studies out there where they say that people who ate more vegan foods actually burn more calories at night. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is the trick right there. If I eat more vegetables, I eat more fruit, and I eat more legumes, and I eat more of foods that come out of the ground and are naturally harvested, then that's a game changer for weight loss. So when I saw that study, I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing, right? So that's some other stuff that I learned. And you just want to make sure you're eating foods that are close to how they're harvested, because the problem with inflammation, we are getting so much inflammation from these foods that we buy that are prepackaged, and they're full of all these chemicals that you need a whole dictionary to look up these chemicals and even know what they mean. So when you're in the store, it would be impossible to literally stop everywhere you go, picking up every item, and okay, let me read the bottom of peanut butter. Let me read the bottom of jelly. Let me read what's in this milk here. Oh, what's in this package of brownies? What's in this macaroni and cheese? That's crazy. And some of these items you pick up and you look at the back of the label, they have 20 to 30 ingredients when they're just simple foods. And so it is better. I learned so much that it was better to create my own foods, cook my own foods from scratch. And when I go out to eat, pick the better options and just stay away from eating bad foods all the time, 24/7, just because it tastes good. It tastes good for a reason, because it's addicting. So that's pretty much the things I learned on eating vegan. And even though I'm not vegan, just because it is so time consuming and I have a lot on my plate already, I'm not fully vegan anymore, but I still incorporate those foods. I still make sure that I get those foods into my diet to help me eat better and to help manage my weight. And I just wanted to come share this information with you. I think it's pretty important. I think it's life-changing, and that it may help somebody. It may help somebody who's in pain, you know. Eating better can really help your body manage the workload that we put on it. So I just want to come share this information. And before I leave, I just want to give you just a little tip to be intentional about what you do and how you do it, and be intentional about the foods that we put in our mouth. I'm going to be doing the same thing, so I want to hold you accountable as well. And I want to leave you with this. 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, whatever you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. So no matter what you do today, no matter what you eat, no matter what you do it with joy and do it all for the glory of God. Have a good day.